let us continue more tales from the vanished lands. Now, where did we leave off? Oh, yes. This was a long time ago during the coming of the Dark Wizards. Curse their names. What is the name of the land beyond this tavern? Well, we don't really know anymore. Or perhaps people are too afraid to speak it. We often refer to them as the Valley of Shadows and Mist. Before the mists shrouded the valley, it was a place of peace and beauty. Queen Ilusan was wise and kind, but also a fierce warrior who was renowned in the wars. Yet she did not crave war anymore. They say sometimes warriors make the most peaceful rulers, for they know the true horrors of war. She held the peace for many years. The people's bellies were full, the fields green, and even the winters seemed warm and beautiful when the snow fell. Peace and plenty, music and cheer. It was a good time. But there are some who see peace as weakness. Some feel that a people in peace are easy to control. For in a way it is true, those in peace for too long often forget the horrors of war, and thus strange and corrupt men began spreading fear, which is the enemy of peace. The peace began to crack with the captain of the Queen's Guard, Lord Unger. He was a paranoid man, unforgiving, or perhaps too ambitious. He had the Queen's ear. He convinced her that the kingdom was in threat from a menace. This unseen menace was trying to bring ruin to the kingdom of the Great Valley. The Queen began listening to the rumors. Thus, she called for advisors to understand this threat. And so, Lord Unger, her trusted captain of the guard, brought four strange folk, the wizards. Cloaked in power and wisdom, the four wizards arrived in the kingdom of the valley, and their words were sweet as honey, but poisonous. They said the dragon was dark and terrible, that the dragon was waiting for the moment to attack, but the queen was no fool. She did not believe them. The kingdom always stood in alliance with the dragons. The Queen of Dragons was in the south. She sat in her lair and rarely left. Only the smoke of her flame could be seen lofting from her lair's exit. She even helped the Queen's father in the northern wars, a protector against great beasts that none could defend against. The peace of the dragon was often what the elders called it, but it was the dragon, the fear of the dragon, that would end that peace. And of course, those cursed wizards who flamed such fears. But still, the queen did not believe the wizards, and in her arrogance called them all fools, even Captain Unger. Then it happened. A village, whose name no one remembers, was suddenly destroyed by flame. Nearly 100 men, women, and children roasted alive. The horror and the smell rippled through the valley. Was it the dragon? It wasn't far from her lair, from this very tavern. Hence the name, the Tavern at the Dragon's Lair. The captain of the guard, Lord Unger, with his wizard allies, confronted the queen.
My queen, the dragon must be destroyed. the smell of burning children, the fear of the people. You must act.
My people, long have we lived in peace. My family made the pact with the dragons long ago, and we will
protect us from the monster.
I can smell the burning of the children.
My people, please see reason. We don't know what happened. I will go to the dragon's lair and speak with the dragon queen.
Dragon lover.
In league with the monster.
Traitor. Murderer of children.
The wizard stood behind the captain of the guard, perhaps working spells or whispering twisted words. One can only hope it was spells and not just fear alone. But fear itself is a powerful spell. The crowd interrupted with shouts. The queen, with shock and fear, made her slunk into her throne. The hard marble felt cold, and she never felt so alone. The captain of the guard raised his hand, and the crowd silenced.
Queen Illusion, your words and actions show us that you are in league with the dragon. Therefore, I have no other choice but to place you under arrest.
The rest was blurred. The guards stepped in and took her away. The peace had ended. The next day, the smoke from the dragon's lair began to billow out, and smoke and mist flowed around the valley. Some say the dragon was upset about the end of the peace. Others, many others, felt the dragon was planning a terrible feast on the people of the valley, punishing her slave, Queen Illusion. Either way, the valley was sealed by a wall of mist. No one who entered the wall of mist could escape. The queen, well, strangely enough, not long after her imprisonment, a stranger, the very one I mentioned, entered the castle and freed her. The guards were too distracted by the mist to notice. The queen disappeared with the stranger into the mist. The great valley, once a place of light and peace, was now a valley of shadows and mist. Dark times were ahead, but hope remained in the hands of a stranger. Let us have a little more to eat and drink before we continue the tales from the vanished lands. For next, I will tell you of the host of the Black Sun. For hope lay in the strength of arms. But could it have a chance against the powers of dark magic? And what happened to the queen and the stranger? A tale for another